A young boy named Tom knelt in prayer in St. Mary's Church in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. His mother lay ill after giving birth to Tom's little sister. His mother recovered, and Tom was overjoyed. He never forgot the blessings his family received that day, nor his desire to do something great one day to honor God and his mother Mary. Young Tom Mayer became a Catholic Servite priest and took the name Ambrose. Father Ambrose was eventually sent to Vancouver, British Columbia, where he became friends with Mr. and Mrs. Robert and Jenny Bouchard. In 1915, Portland Archbishop Alexander Christie asked the Servites to come to Portland, and soon Father Ambrose was one of the 3 priests who were sent to Oregon. By the time he arrived in Portland, Father Ambrose had developed the idea of creating a sanctuary to honor Mary, the mother of Jesus, who stood faithfully at the cross of her son. Father Ambrose eventually found some undeveloped property encompassing a dramatic cliff near Sandy Boulevard, one of the approaches to the then recently built Columbia River Highway. The property was owned by Union Pacific Railroad. With much persuasion from Father Ambrose, the railroad executives relented and sold the property with a down payment of $3,000. A national campaign was begun to raise $5 million. The interest in the sanctuary was so great in San Francisco that a newspaper reported that city leaders considered raising the entire amount themselves if the plans to build the sanctuary were moved to the Bay Area. Father Ambrose's friend, Robert Bouchard, spent 2 years assisting him in the design of the Grotto Cave and the sanctuary, as well as helping to open a rock quarry on the property. The Bouchards also brought many plants from their own celebrated Bouchard Gardens. The cliff, and above the altar was placed an image of the Pietà, Mary holding the body of her son after his death on the cross. In time, the original sculpture was replaced, and a reproduction of Michelangelo's Pietà has taken the place of honor. In addition to the Grotto Cave, one of the earliest installations of the sanctuary was St. Philip's Shrine. St. Philip Benizi was one of the early Servites who became known for his preaching and holiness. Considered a candidate for Pope in 1268, St. Philip was so distressed with the idea that he fled to a cave to live and pray for nearly 3 years until the longest papal election in history was over. The Friar Servants of Mary were founded in 1233 by 7 devout merchants from Florence, Italy, who sought to live a simpler, more dedicated life to God, following the example of Mary. The order's charism, or guiding principles, are service, devotion to Mary, fraternity, and compassion. The Servites have communities throughout the world. Another early Servite saint is Peregrine Laziosi. After an unruly young adulthood, he was moved by St. Philip Benizi to mend his ways and become a Servite. At the age of 60, Peregrine developed a cancerous tumor in his leg. The physician decided that amputation was necessary. The night before the surgery, Peregrine spent the night praying before the image of Jesus on the cross. He fell asleep and had a vision of Jesus bending down and touching his leg. In the morning, when the doctor arrived, he could find no tumor on the leg. Today, St. Peregrine is the patron of those facing life-threatening illnesses such as cancer and AIDS. He is the Chapel of Mary. A mass of healing and prayer in honor of St. Peregrine is celebrated on the first Saturday of every month at noon. In the summer months, the Grotto Plaza is filled with more than 1,000 people participating in the celebration. A large European-style cathedral to be built on the grounds. Another plan saw 7 churches on the upper level, each representing one of the 7 sorrows of Mary. In time, these grand but elaborate concepts were abandoned. From early days, the sanctuary became fondly known as the Grotto, which now is part of its name. In time, National was added to its title in recognition of the hundreds of thousands of visitors who come from across the United States each year. In reality, the Grotto welcomes visitors and pilgrims from throughout the world, with large numbers coming regularly from British Columbia. The carvings now make up the Via Matris in the Grotto upper-level gardens. Originally painted, over time the painting deteriorated. When the Grotto Peace Garden was constructed in 1989, new housing was built for the artwork. The statues were stripped of paint and restored to their natural wood condition. An elevator was built in 1929 to bring visitors to the upper level to enjoy the wood carvings of the Via Matrice. The original elevator shaft remains today, although everything inside has been replaced and updated a number of times. The Congress, which was the first of its kind in the United States, took place at the Grotto. Local news articles estimated the attendance of the three-day event to be 60,000 people. St. Anne's Chapel in the upper level gardens marks the site of a temporary outdoor altar with a 40-foot-high canopy that was built for the occasion. The mid-1980s saw the renewal and expansion of the Grotto upper-level gardens with the installation of the Peace Garden, featuring the Mysteries of the Rosary in bronze plaques designed by local artist Mary Lewis. Other features were gradually added to the gardens, including the Peace Pole, a sculpture of St. Francis of Assisi, and a meditative labyrinth based on the design in the famed medieval Chartres Cathedral in France. The Armenian Wayside Shrine was placed in the gardens in 1963. Servite leadership and supporters promoted the idea of installing other shrines in honor of Mary from around the world. A Polish shrine honoring Our Lady of Częstochowa and Dąbana, a Filipino shrine, have been built in recent years. The newest shrines include Our Lady of Lavang, Vietnamese shrine, and a shrine to honor Our Lady of Guadalupe, patroness of the Americas. By choirs from around the world for its outstanding acoustic qualities. Annual celebrations at the shrine include Crab Fest, Mother's Day, Freedom Sunday, Blessing of the Animals, outdoor summer concerts, the Feast of the Assumption, and many more. In 1988, the Grotto introduced its first Christmas Festival of Lights, focusing on the true meaning of Christmas. Over the years, the festival has become a family tradition and a USA Today Top 10 Christmas Lights celebration. More than 150 choral groups, choirs, and special musical guests perform over 30-plus nights. Operated largely by volunteers and staff, the Christmas Festival of Lights features nearly 1 million lights, a popular petting zoo, and our own Grotto carolers. Setup and staging begins in September every year in time for opening night on the Friday after Thanksgiving. Donors, visitors, volunteers, and our Servite priests and brothers. The Grotto is entirely self-supported through its gift shop sales, conference center, special events, and the financial support of those who have discovered a unique place of solitude, peace, and prayer in the Pacific Northwest. For more than 90 years, the Grotto has welcomed all people of all ages and all cultures, those who are searching for comfort or insight, and those who enjoy the beauty of God's creation in nature. Alexander Christie said it best, "Let this be a sanctuary of peace for all peoples of the earth, and surely in this day a sanctuary is needed. Torn with differences, strife, and grief, the world needs sanctuary where the human spirit can seek peace and consolation." These words and feelings still resonate today.